Hello, what is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to the Lots of Thoughts, a sports podcast YouTube channel. My name is Dylan, and today we have a different kind of video for you on the channel. The NBA just released its City Edition jerseys for the 2022-2023 season, and I'm going to be tier listing them today based off of my personal opinion. I'm admittedly stealing this video idea from a YouTuber who I respect a hell of a lot, King of the Fourth Quarter, Kenny Beecham. I recommend to check his channel out if you're not already familiar. And he did a very similar thing. I've customized the tiers quite a bit, and I just kind of want to go through what I think of the jerseys. I have a background in marketing, getting a master's degree in marketing currently at NYU. So I'm looking at it a little bit more from a commercial perspective, but at the same time from a sports fan perspective. And so without further ado, I want to get into it. I have them here on the tier list, all 30 of them. But is this 30? It can't be 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The 29 of them. Not sure which team is missing, but they're not getting included today. Or maybe I'll include them, somehow. But I'm using a website that the NBA put up to go through each individual team. And oh, one team didn't release it. Who's missing here? The Jazz did not have a City Edition jersey. That would be why there's 29. Okay. I'm not going to look into the background of all of them. I'm kind of just judging by what I can see from looking at the jersey. And so we'll go from top to bottom on this website, on the NBA website here. And first off is the Celtics. I think the Celtics jersey was expertly made. You can't really see it in this image, but there's diamonds on the side here. The Celtics don't go, away from traditional very often, and they didn't go far, but they still used the green. They still did something that was different from their usual jerseys, obviously different. And I've criticized them in the past, maybe not on this platform, but personally and in conversation of not going outside of the box more. And I think they did, in a way go outside of the box here, but not too far. So they're still within their green sphere, but I think they did a great job overall. I'm gonna rank this. You can see my tiers here. I have spectacular, pretty great, good, all right, bad, and why. I'm gonna rank this in the pretty great category. It's honestly one of the better ones that I think was done in this round of City Edition jerseys. Next up, the Nets, Basquiat. They've done the black one before, and now this is the white one. And I love both the black and the white version of this. Maybe that's me being biased. I love Jean-Michel Basquiat's artwork in general, but I love the Basquiat style jerseys. I wouldn't consider them top tier. I thought the black ones were better, but they're still very good. And so I'll put them in the top of the good category for now. They might go up a tier depending on how it shakes out toward the end, but we'll see. Third, the Knicks. Really, really well done, honestly. They released a black jersey last year that I thought was well done. And having a black jersey again is always a risk because there's comparisons made. And I don't think I like this one as much as last year's, but I think it's well done. I think it's nothing crazy. And I'll talk about this later, but I really like how it identifies that it's the Knicks without being too much of the same. Love the black. Love black incorporated into the team's jerseys. I'm going to put this one in the good category as well. Nothing crazy, nothing, that stands out about it necessarily, but really well done overall. Next up, the 76ers. City of Brotherly Love. Listen, I like what they were trying to do, but the words city of are so small that you're not going to read them when they're on the court. The Brotherly Love, I don't mind. I wish they would have just gone for the Brotherly Love, not included the city. The font's okay. I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it's good either. Uh, hmm, where is it? I think I'll put it in all right for now. I might put it in bad. We'll see. I don't know. It just doesn't get me. You know what I mean? I think it fell short. The Raptors, they definitely went for a simpler version. They've gone for the chevron pattern in the past with the gold and the black. I like that they did the gold and the black again. A little more simpler of a design, but they do have that pattern on the back, which I like. I have to say that there's a really minimalist trend going toward jerseys. You see it with the Cavs this year, the regular jerseys certainly with the Jazz, whose jerseys are a mess. I think the Cavs did it well and Utah did it poorly. I think this is done well, but it's not anything exceptional. I think just like the Knicks, it's decent, and so I'll put it in the good category, but I can't see putting it any higher than that. Okay, on to the next division. Cleveland Cavaliers. Mwah. So well done. Their new gold and red, or I guess this, they call it wine, rebranding, just absolutely well done. And I don't have a full amount of belief in the minimalist trend in sports jerseys. I think it's somewhere where more flashiness can exist. But this is really simple, classic, well done, historic. You see the elements of the old, and I think that's what they tried to go for. I'm not really reading. Yeah, the Cavs logos from the 80s. You could see the element of the basket here, with the basketball going into the basket in the old Cavs logos and the V, um, that used to exist in the 80s. Really love it. Really think it's great. It definitely screams Cleveland, and so I'll put it above the Celtics here and pretty great. One of the better ones, that the NBA did. The Bulls, man, this is right there too. I think this is another one. They didn't try too hard. They did well. They were successful. And I think the Chicago flag is something that they've tried to implement in the past in jerseys that I didn't really enjoy. This screams Chicago. This screams the Bulls. I love the faint pattern in the background. You could barely see it on this. I think this is very good. The question is whether I put it in good, at the top of good or the back of pretty great. I'll put it in the back of pretty great. I think I might move it down depending on how the rest shake out. We'll see. If there's a tier that's, very unbalanced, I might move it down, but that's where I'll keep it for now. This Detroit jersey. Okay. I'm going to say a statement. I haven't come across one yet. I get the Big Sean inspiration, but if I have a problem with a city edition jersey that doesn't look like the team's jersey. If I don't look at this jersey and say, "Hey, that's the Detroit Pistons," then I don't like it. And I know that may be a controversial take, but most of these jerseys, I realize that this is not the typical Cavs jersey, for example, right? This is not the typical Celtics green. This doesn't necessarily scream Nets unless you read the words, but each of these colors are generally associated with the team that's at hand. The black and gold is a little bit of a stretch for Toronto, but the black is definitely one of their colors. And you have white and gold, you have green, you have red and white, you have white and black, you have red, white, and blue, you have red, blue, and orange. All these colors are associated with the team. Green is not a color I associate with the Pistons. And so for a new fan who's getting into the sport to turn on a Detroit Pistons game is going to be confused why the Dallas Mavericks and the Milwaukee Bucks are on the screen. And it's hard when you're building a brand in the NBA, especially of younger fans, new fans. You want to sell jerseys, you want to sell merchandise. I get it. I get it. But when you venture too far away from the brand name and it's not in the name of like a retro jersey, I can understand. I don't think it's the same. No, they had a Hawks jersey last year, the yellow one with the red hawk across the chest. Really love that because it's a retro feel. You still have the red. The yellow is not necessarily one of their colors that's featured as much, but it's still an element that's present. I really enjoyed that. This one doesn't scream Detroit. And I know it says Detroit. I get the elements say Detroit. It doesn't scream the Pistons, I should say. And it can't in good faith for a uniform, for a jersey that's supposed to identify with the team, rank one that uses different colors above bad. And because this was so well done, I'll put it in bad and not why. But I just can't stand it. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, Pacers. Honestly, eh, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's good. I think the blue and yellow are, you know, present. They're creatively used. I'm just not inspired by this. I don't know. I'm being kind of hateful. I want to say that these opinions are my own and, shouldn't dictate anyone else's. I'm just a fan and a guy with a limited amount of marketing experience. I don't know. I'll put it in all right. I'll put it just ahead of the 76ers. It doesn't kill me. It doesn't do, special things for me either. So I don't know. It's not bad, but nothing to get excited about. Milwaukee, this is another one. If I'm looking at this jersey, this doesn't scream Milwaukee. It's practically Dallas blue. And I know the pattern on the side. I know it used to be that Milwaukee used these similar colors. I can't rank it above bad. I think the concept's good, and that's why I'll put it in bad. I don't think it's as good of a concept as the Detroit one, but like look at this. This is the Dallas and the Milwaukee jersey. They're practically the same color. And Milwaukee's colors are not blue. The blue is not involved. So I'll put it in the back of the bad tier for now. On to the Southeast, Atlanta. I don't want to clap too loudly into the mic. Absolutely spectacularly done. The peach is great. The gradient is great. The use of orange, the black, the font. I love, love, love everything about this. They don't have it here, but the court design that they included as well is spectacular. Screams City Edition, screams Atlanta, screams Georgia. I love it. This is easily the first S spectacular tier jersey. Absolutely fantastic. Really well done. Next up, the Charlotte Hornets. Listen, the Hornets have great brand colors. Great. They're teal. They incorporate the mint. They have the purple. They have the gold where they feature. They have great opportunities for great jerseys, and they have some great jerseys out there. I think this jersey goes a lot better if it doesn't say CLT because it doesn't look like it means Charlotte. And, you could put two and two together. Overall, the jersey's not great, but it's not bad. If it didn't say, what it seems like it says, I'd probably put it in the all right tier. But this is a PR mistake. I'm going to put it in the Y just because all everyone's talking about is it doesn't say Charlotte on the front. So, someone should have seen that when they designed it. I don't know. The Heat, this is trash. I'm going to be honest. The Heat went from having one of the better series of City Edition jerseys, the Miami Vice, through all of the iterations, the black ones, the white ones, they had the pink ones, they had the blue ones, and then they had the gradient ones that were kind of gross. This is horrible. I get the point. I get they're incorporating letters of various jerseys throughout the years. It looks like like a serial killer does like the copy or the cut and pasting out of a magazine to write the ransom note. It may be the worst jersey in professional sports. And I don't think that's an exaggeration. I don't mean to be rude to the Heat, but it's gross. It's gross. Orlando. Ooh. I hadn't seen this one before recording this. I don't mind it. The pinstripes are very faint. I like the font. It doesn't necessarily scream Orlando, but I don't think it has to. Ooh. Okay. I like that the letters are not white. It's not too overdoing it. Wow. Okay. I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm gonna go the back of the good tier here. I think it's good. No, but I'm gonna raise it up a little bit. Put it above Toronto. I think it's good. I don't think it's spectacular, but well done. They went for the different collar look, the V-neck, if you will. See most of these jerseys kind of, well, I guess they V, but they don't V that deep. You know what I'm saying? This is more like a whale's tail. Huh, it's interesting. Move on to the next one. Not bad, Orlando, not bad. Washington. This one was done with a partnership with the Wizards, so we've known about it for quite a while. And the Wizards City Connect jerseys I loved. This one's a little too much. I would have almost liked it. I'm gonna pull up the Wizards just so I can like show you the difference. Not the Wizards, the Washington Nationals. Um I think they did it well with the cherry blossom in this case. I think it wasn't overly done. And I think when you have a color like pink that you want to, put into the jerseys, I think you can overdo it sometimes, and they didn't. And I think the Wizards overdid it. And the blue, they tried to stick the blue in there, which is a team color. I don't think it hits. I think the idea hits, but it doesn't overall. I'll put it. I'll put it in the middle. I'll put it behind these two because these two are better executed. Yeah, that's where I'll have to go. I don't know. I wish it was better. I like the concept. I just don't think it was carried out too well. Next up, the Dallas Mavericks. I don't know why I'm trying to open in a new tab. Let me just click it. Well done. Well done. Every year, the Dallas Mavericks jerseys, I love. I love. I love. This is another retro one, the blue and the green, very classic, very Texas, very Dallas, very retro, very Mavericks. Love it. Absolutely love it. This one's going to be in the S tier as well. I'm going to put it number one, honestly. Exceptionally well done from start to finish. Love the brand colors. Love the use of them. Nothing too crazy. Really well done. Houston, this is basically the same thing it was last year. Yes, it's carried over from 2021, 22. It was great then, it's great now. That's enough said. Classic, retro, pinstripes are great. Love the look. Screams Rockets of the 90s. Really great. Really, really great. So I'm gonna put that in the back of the S tier. I'm not gonna put it at the top, even though it should be based on the jersey style, but because it's a redo, I'm not gonna do that. I'll put it in the S tier though. Memphis, also really well done. The Grizzlies have one of the more underrated jerseys in the NBA. I love that it's on one, the side patterns on one side, not the other. I love the gradient in the Memphis word. Love the color usage. Love that this says Memphis. Not just the team, but it says the city of Memphis to me. Really well done. Really well done. I'm gonna put that in the S tier as well. I'll put it in the back of it. I'll put it in the top of the top of the pre-grade. I think it's closer to Cleveland than it is to Houston. I feel good about that. Okay, New Orleans. Is this a carryover? No, it's not, but it looks very similar to all their other jerseys. I don't know. Really feels kind of overdone in my opinion. The Mardi Gras theme. I know it's New Orleans. I know it's City Edition. I get the point. Uh, I want this to be really good, and I feel like it's not. I feel like I feel like the execution was good if all of the elements weren't already present previously. You already have had this purple, green, and yellow in their jerseys. You've already had the font in their jerseys. It's just kind of reusing some old elements in a new way. I'll go in the all right. It's not bad. It's done relatively well. It's just not creative or spectacular. So I don't know. The Spurs. Now the Spurs having their retro colors, this blue, this yellow, this pink, I think have great opportunity for jerseys. And if the font didn't look like a third grader's handwriting, I would really like this. But the font's atrocious. It's really bad. And the fact that they kept the logo as the U makes it like look even more off. I don't know. I really would have loved this if this just had a normal Spurs logo on it. It's just not great. If you just take the letters away and change the font for the numbers, I honestly think it does way better. Uh, this is not great. This is not great. Not great. I'm gonna have to go in the bad tier. I think it's above Washington, but it's not much better than that. I don't know. It's also doesn't scream San Antonio, as I mentioned, with the Milwaukee and the Detroit ones, but it is a retro jersey. It is pulling from retro ideas, so I don't penalize it for that. But okay, next the Warriors jersey. This might be the worst jersey. I said that about the Heat, so I can't say this might be the worst jersey. This might be the second worst jersey in professional sports. I love the idea, love the rose idea, but what's going on? What is this on the shirt? Why do we have a giant picture of a rose? If you honestly just cut it off here, right? If it just goes black all the way down or something, you know what I mean? Or we have a slight gradient like that to the bottom in yellow, I think it's not nearly as bad. I still don't think it's good. What is going on? It's like someone with a basic Photoshop skill decided to design it, and I just don't love it. The font doesn't scream Warriors either. To me, it almost screams Grizzlies. I don't know if that's necessarily something that's conveyed to everyone, but it's got to go in the Y category. I'll put it in the middle here. I don't know. The Warriors do so well on their jerseys and so well on their marketing, and that's just an absolute flop. Okay, the Clippers. I'm not sure I understand the point of this. I like the red and the blue on the sleeves or on the trim here. Is this what's I'm gonna try to look for it. Iconic mosaic design. Green is prominent color. Drew League. Okay, it's based on the Drew League. And it's just mosaic. I don't quite understand the connection there. I don't get it. And I don't love it. It's not bad. I think the red and the blue could have been incorporated with a different jersey, not this one. And the stained glass of the mosaic here by itself could have been a nice theme, but not around the letters. I think maybe if you had it on the trim or something. I'm not a fan, but it's not bad, especially considering what's coming up. I'll put it in the back of the all right. I'm gonna move Nola up here. I feel like Nola is the best of this tier. And I'll put LA above Philly. Philly's like bordering on the bad category with the fonts. The font situation's a mess there. The Lakers, great classic. Love the purple. I like that they're incorporating more purple into their jerseys. I think it's not used enough in their jerseys. This is great. Simple white and purple design, no gold involved. So it's a different take on the Lakers colors. I like it. Nothing too crazy, but I like it. I like it. I'll put it in the good category. I'll put it at the top of the good category. I think it's better than the Basquiat's. It's better than the Knicks, better than the Magic, better than the Raptors. I'm thinking about moving it up. I'm gonna move it up. I'll put it mm, I'll put it above Chicago. I think it fits right there. Maybe it's above the Celtics. I'm not sure. I'll think about that as I go along. But really well done. Really classic looking, really really well done. When I talked about jerseys not representing the city, not representing the team colors, this is precisely what I meant. I don't think it looks good, even if your team colors are orange and blue. I don't like the black sun in the middle. I don't like the colors only being used on the number instead of like in some other element in the jersey. This is not great. And for a team that has had the Valley, I don't know if they were City Edition or what, what they were labeled as, those really quality, alternate edition jerseys in the past. This is bad. I'm gonna put the CLT above it, but yeah, it's not great. And it doesn't scream Phoenix Suns. To me, this screams honestly Miami Marlins baseball team, but if you had to fit it into a basketball team, maybe the Mavericks, maybe the Spurs. I don't know. I don't love it. I don't love it. I really don't love it. Really can't stand it, to be honest. Sacramento, also really well done. Really, 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 really well done. The gray and the purple, love the trim, love the stripes, love the pattern, love the use of the colors. It says Sacramento Kings, but it does something different. And that's what I like. Nothing too crazy. Really it embodies the idea of the city, right? Simple, being straightforward, being, something that powers the state. Really well done, rather. We're going to keep this team in Sacramento. I like the Stearns quote there. The question is, where do I put it? I want to put it in the back of this tier. I might put it above Chicago. I'll leave it there. I'm going to bump Chicago down one. I think that's correct. I think Chicago is closer to Brooklyn than it is to Sacramento. Okay, who's next up? Only one division left. Denver. Denver's one of those ones that I feel like it's not bad, but it could have done more. It's a little too simplistic for me. I get what they were going with this logo here, this retro logo and the mountains, but they could have incorporated more of that into the jersey. It just doesn't do it for me. It's not bad, just doesn't do it. I'll put it in the all right tier, behind LA, but in front of Philly. I think that's an appropriate place for it. Three more. Minnesota. Absolutely gross. Gross. Not good. Really bad. The pattern, I think, works if you have a team that is relevant to it. Minnesota's not. They have such great brand colors. When you have a brand, the three most important elements to a brand are the name, the logo, and the colors. And their brand colors are absolutely spectacular. They've got that dark midnight blue, they've got the highlight green, they've got other shades of blue that they incorporate in there. They've got a gray they incorporate in there, black, obviously. Forest green that they incorporate in there. None of them are present here. None of them. Okay, so I'm looking at the description here. I know I said I wasn't going to, but I gotta, when I don't understand the meaning, I gotta look at it. City skyline, single uniform, distinctly, who cares? Colorful representation of the creative community. Yeah, it's not doing it for me. This looks like a G League jersey. I don't even know if it looks like a G League jersey. It looks like a high school jersey. I'm gonna put it in the bottom tier. I think it's at the top of the bottom tier, but it's not good. It's not good. Nope. The Thunder, eh, it's not bad. I don't know that it's that different from their usual jerseys. The orange, I don't like that it's that dark. with the pattern. I don't know. Doesn't do anything for me. I think a lot of these don't really do anything for me. I think I've said that about everyone in the all right tier. And maybe that's why it's called all right. I'll put them in that all right tier. I'll put them above Denver. I'll put them below Denver, but above Philly. I think that's appropriate. And next up, Portland. This one is having an identity crisis. And so when I looked at this jersey, I don't know Portland's abbreviation to be PDX. I looked at this jersey and said, oh, this is Phoenix. And then I said, no, there's no D in Phoenix. I said, who could this be? PDX. Started to think of teams that start with P. Portland. Like, well, I guess it's Portland. PD. The X comes in. I think that might be the abbreviation of their airport. Yeah, the airport, the official code of the Portland International Airport, as well as a common city name. The colors are not screaming Portland. The black I get is a Portland color, but the blue is nowhere close to anything the Trailblazers have been associated with. I didn't like their gray jerseys in the past because it screamed San Antonio Spurs. And I don't like this one. I think the design itself is not bad whatsoever. Really not bad, but I think it's nothing I'd associate with Portland. It doesn't even say like there's a lot of people who recognize PDX as Portland, but I'm not one of them. And I think there's a lot of and I'm from the West Coast. I'm from California, just south of Oregon, right? I'm fairly familiar with Portland. I've been there before. But I don't recognize PDX as Portland right away. And if I don't recognize that as Portland, if I don't recognize the colors as the Trailblazers, if I'm a new basketball fan, I don't recognize the players, I don't recognize Anthony Simons, or maybe I don't recognize Dame Lillard or Jeremy Grant, Nurkic or whoever's on the court, Josh Hart, then I'm not going to know that this is a Trailblazers team unless it says it on the scoreboard in the bottom, and that's not a good way to identify who's playing in a game, especially when branding is so important for a league like the NBA. I think this is a unique case where the jersey is so well done. So well done. Even better than the Detroit and Milwaukee. So well done, but it doesn't say Portland. Not only there's nothing on it that reads Portland, but it also doesn't say Trailblazers. I'm going to have to stick it in the middle of that bad tier. And now I'm looking back. Let me see if there's any I want to move up or down. I'm going to move NOLA up. I think it does more. And the more I think about it, I made a hasty decision putting Chicago down. I'll do that. Now, the question is, do I want to move Memphis up? I think I do. I think I like Memphis in that top tier with Houston, Atlanta, Dallas. Really well done. I'm going to move Houston above Atlanta. Yeah, I feel good about that. The only other one I'd consider, I'm going to move the Spurs below the Wizards. Spurs one, the font is just atrocious. I could talk about that all day. And I'm going to move the Clit above Minnesota. I think that's where I'll keep it. I like that. I like that ranking a lot. Let me know if you enjoyed this. Let me know if you liked these my rankings. If you agreed, if you disagreed, let me know in the comments what what you think about these jerseys overall, whether you're going to cop one. I'm not going to just because I only buy net stuff and I already have some Basquiat merchandise that in the black version. I'm not going to buy any white ones. But if I was a fan of a lot of these teams, I'd be copping, especially this S tier. Oh man, every single one of these is so well done. Every single one of these teams gets it. And every single one of the pretty great tier gets it too. The good tier, I think most of them did it well. So, overall, I think the City Edition was a hit. I think it'll sell merchandise, which is what Nike and the NBA wants. But I think it'll, it gets fans talking like I'm talking on this platform. So, that's what they really want. If you like this video, click the like button, click the subscribe button down below, and click the little bell next to it to notify you whenever a new video comes out, whether it's another uniform tier rankings, or if it's a Sporkle video, or a Pirtle video, or a Weddle, or a Pickle, or a podcast episode. So click the subscribe button and the bell. It'll notify you whenever your new video comes out. If you're interested in more of our content, click the links in our description. And thank you very much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful rest of your day.